Hey, do you think fishing is for the birds? It's also for the bats, the fishing bats of Central and South America, that is. Look, Ma, no hands. In case you were wondering, it is possible to swallow while hanging upside down, and no messy crumbs on your lap either. Other bats would take a nice fat frog over a slimy old fish any day. But no matter who's doing the fishing, most bats use the same amazing technique called echolocation. That's the scientific term for screaming out of your nose or mouth and figuring out what's around you by the way sounds bounce back. What's more, these bats understand enough frog talk to tell which ones are poisonous and which aren't. And speaking of bats, here come the vampires. Well, okay, these guys aren't really the undead. In fact, vampire bats are actually clean and well-behaved little guys. Sure, they hang upside down, have pointy teeth, and fly through the night air. And then there's that nasty craving for fresh blood, too. But they almost never kill their victims, and they never talk in that bogus Transylvanian accent. What they do is find an unsuspecting dinner partner, like this farmer's donkey. The bat then licks a small area clean, makes a tiny cut that doesn't even hurt, and settles down for a quiet dinner. Dinner doesn't always stick around, though. Hey, come back with that hoof. Lots of animals are nocturnal, but plants need light. And even though it's brighter up here than on the floor, there's still not a lot of sun. So most mid-layer plants try to grow all over their neighbors to get their share of sunlight. The acacia tree, however, always manages to sunbathe alone. How? It's got ants in its plants. No, not pants. Plants. The ants act like security guards, cutting through the vines that get too close and chasing the freeloaders away. In return, the tree gives these guys all the acacia juice they can drink. Food pellets to bring home to the kids, plus luxurious accommodations inside a hollow thorn. Not a bad deal for either side. Sure, life's tough in the rainforest, but you'll find that lots of plants and animals help each other out. In that way, they're kind of like partners, but not necessarily the way you think. We interrupt this program for a weather update from Tropical Trevor. This is just in from our weather desk. Today's weather, light rain with periods of heavy downpour. Tomorrow's weather, heavy downpour with periods of light rain. The next day, frequent showers. The day after that, well, unrelenting baths. Our long-range forecast, figure it out yourself. I've got to find some dry socks. Whether you're on the floor or in the mid-layers, there's just no escaping it. Rainforests are called rainforests because it rains most of the time. Some get up to 10 meters of rain in a year. That's as high as a 3-story building. With all that rain, sooner or later the question comes up. Just how wet can you get? Well, it depends. Lots of plants, for example, have shiny, slippery surfaces that act like raincoats. Many leaves also have these pointy little drip tips. This way, rain doesn't build up in a leaf, which could make it soggy and moldy and foul-smelling and no fun at parties. And if you're a wasp, do you really need all that rain leaking into your nest and soaking the kids? No way! So after a big rainfall, the whole gang gets together, sucks out the rain and spits it out. Drop by drop. Of course, lots of rainforest animals and plants really need all that rain. This poison arrow frog, for example. Her 2 babies, called tadpoles, hitch a ride on her back as she hunts out a place to put them. This bromeliad plant looks okay. Yes. Nice and quiet, built-in rainwater cup. And no hungry snakes around. Mom hops in and her kids hop off. But don't worry, she'll be back later with some froggy chow. Hasta la vista, babies. And later to the mid-layers. Elevator up. Last stop, top floor. Everyone out for the canopy. Watch your step. The first one. Oh, whoa! Hey! Oh, come back. You know I lose more caps that way. It's all the wind up here, and look at the sun. Phew! Huh. The weather up here changes much more than it does below. That's because there's no shelter from the sun, wind, and rain. All those branches form a kind of highway that's as familiar to the animals who live up here as the hallways in your school are to you. Ask any spider monkey. Another canopy creature is this odd-looking animal, the 3-toed sloth. And no, it's not your television set. The sloth really is greenish. You'd be greenish too if you had tiny plants called algae growing in your hair. But don't bother sending shampoo. The color helps the sloth blend in with the leaves. It's camouflage at work, remember? As you can tell, the sloth's not about to break any tree-climbing records in the speed category. But it's one terrific swimmer. Once it actually makes it down to the water, that is. The canopy is also the home of one of the loudest animals in the world. No, not your little cousin, Benny. It's the howler monkey. You can hear a pack of these guys from more than 1 kilometer away. And what exactly are they howling about? Well, the rough translation is, "This is my territory, you fuzz-faced primate." Believe it or not, other howlers get the message. If you're looking for birds, the canopy is where to go. The flashy, flapping featherheads up here really go for that luscious canopy fruit. Oh, they love to pig out on berries. Bird out on berries. Whatever. And like most birds around the world, these guys usually get the best view too.
Fly with me. I'll introduce you to the canopy. It's a garden in the sky where I live among a feathered family. I am free with 2 strong wings to carry me as I soar through the trees, a stream of colors you'll see. Come, I'll share with you my bird's eye view. Cross the deepest green that you've ever seen. A bird's eye view. Hear our song, a joyous celebration of the dawn, as we call to each other, a symphony of sounds carries on. Come, I'll share with you my bird's eye view, as we shine like the sun high bird's eye. Scarlet red, golden hue, velvet green, such a brilliant bird's eye view. Shiny black, clouds of white, earth and brown, oranges oh so bright.
Nestled in a nest in the largest tree in the rainforest is this bird, the harpy eagle. With a wingspan of over 2 meters, she can hit 80 kilometers an hour in no time. Falling like a bolt of lightning, she's truly the flying terror of the canopy. Although her 4-month-old baby is more like the hopping doofus as he figures out how to fly. He's gonna spend weeks doing practice runs, hopping up and down, and doing even more practice runs before he's ready to take off. Here he is on his first flight. Geronimo! From flashy parrots to awesome eagles, the rainforest has birds of every feather. There's even a super strange bird you've probably never seen before. And now Mother Goose, the spinning storyteller, will read to us the tale of the little Watson who wouldn't. Once upon a time, in a far-off forest, lived a baby Watson with her wise old mother. But baby Watson was bored of being under her mother's wing. So one day, she decided to fly the coop. She hit the road, all set for fun times, wild adventure, and all the leaves she could eat. Yes, but what did she find instead? A hungry boa. Bummer. Grown-up Watsons fly away when there's danger. But what if you're 2 weeks old and you've never had a flying lesson? Can she make it, or is it Watson burgers for dinner? Dun, da, 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 da. Mum to the rescue. As you know, nothing's scarier than an angry mum. Yeah, even a big snake doesn't want to mess with one. Yeah, back off, Buster. Oh, it's great having your mum on your side, but how about getting her off your back? Get my back, Mum. The end. In some tropical forests, there's more living up in the canopy than just birds, bugs, and monkeys. Would you believe there are also fish? You heard me. In special forests in South America, it rains so much that the Amazon River actually floods. For about 4 months a year, the water rises right up to the treetops. You'll find lots of familiar aquarium faces up here, as well as some not so familiar ones, like this river dolphin family. And you thought these guys only hung out in SeaWorld? Unlike ocean dolphins, river dolphins can't jump very well, but check out the funky head shape and the way they can bend their necks around. Hard to believe, but these guys have really bad eyesight. But like most bats, they use echolocation to get around. That and the old dolphin rubber neck come in mighty handy when dodging tree branches. Hey, you see this bug? You're not the only one. One fish in the flooded canopy, the water monkey, not only has an eagle eye, he has amazing lift. Check this out! Whoa! Can you imagine his career if he could just hold on to a basketball? Oh! Well, who needs a career if you have bigger fish to fry? And the male water monkey is usually up to his gills with babysitting. But where are the baby water monkeys, you may be wondering? Well, that's one way of taking care of the family. Whenever there's danger, just open your mouth and collect up the kids. That means you too, Junior. I just hope he doesn't burp. So much for the winner of the Best Dad of the Rainforest Award. He must really clean up on Father's Day. There's a non-fish face up in the flooded canopy you won't forget. It's the Wakari monkey, one of the least known monkeys in South America. And no, he's not embarrassed. That red face may actually be a sign of how healthy he is. The redder, the better. You might not think much of that tail compared to other rainforest monkeys, but you just haven't seen him do his thing. Go, Wakari! Well, you get the picture. The tropical rainforest is a pretty weird and wonderful place, and about as far away from you as the planet Jupiter, right? Wrong. Because when you think about what we get from them, rainforests are really as close as your supermarket. I'll show you. Bananas, coffee, oranges, cashews, vanilla. These are just a few of the things that first came from the rainforests. And that's not including the gum in your chewing gum, the chocolate in your candy bar.